Hi y'all, this is Philippe, the Learn to Grow guy. I'm out here in Marshall, North Carolina. I'm out here helping Billy with some of the soil remediation program that he's got going on out here. I'm just out here helping out, but I just wanted to show you something as to how he teaches us, how he just taught us to plant trees out here. This is my partner Dash. We're planting trees together. Say hi, Dash.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, right now what we're going to be planting is it's an apple tree, right? Yeah, it's an Ayers pear. It's an Ayers pear, and this here is a false indigo. What Billy has taught us is that we can put these together in the same hole, and in putting them in the same hole, the false indigo, which is a nitrogen fixer, will provide nitrogen that it gathers from the air directly, and also will put that directly to the roots, so that this fruit tree will not need any new sources of nitrogen, and at the same time the nitrogen fixer will also draw some of the beneficial life forms so that the tree can be protected from pests and other things of that nature. Okay, so with these trees being bare root, Billy says that bare root trees are the best trees to plant because they will adapt a whole lot better to the soil, to the new soil, and therefore it will thrive here more so. Okay, typically what we would do is that I'm going to take you guys to the other tree that we planted over here. Okay, typically what you would do is, we just planted this a little while ago. What we did is that we put what are those bulbs that we just put out here? Daffodils. You would go all the way around, you put daffodils about a foot from the tree, and from the four corners we've got yarrow. We've got yarrow on two opposite sides, and we also have comfrey on two opposite sides of this box also. Around where the daffodils are, you can also put garlic around there. What that'll do is that'll keep the rabbits away. That'll also keep the moles away, the voles away, so that your roots are not actually consumed by whatever whatever predator type of varmints that are out there. Okay, and Billy also said that the trees that we plant with the nitrogen fixers, they become problem trees in that they thrive and they do so well. Okay, so that's what we're doing out here. We're just trying to get some things going. We're just trying to get some things worked out. And let me show you something. Okay, y'all, this is the man Billy Bond out here to help him out. What he's working on. Well, Billy, why don't you tell us what you're working on with this big, huge container here?
Yeah, we got roughly a 275-gallon tank filled with municipal water in it, which is why you see humic acid over here, because it'll help counteract all of the chloramines and stuff like that. So 2 days ago, came out, filled this tank up, and I left the cap off to let it off gas, along with a little bit of this humic acid in there, so that helps. And now I just filled it up. That's why it went from, well, you can see it's all turning this color right here, which is basically the compost extract that we're going to water these plants in with, and also the areas around it. So yeah, it's this stuff's the cat's meow. So you want to make sure you know how to do it.
Okay, the compost tea that you put in here, what does it comprise of?
Right. So we make some really awesome biocomplete compost, and in there we can look at it under a microscope, and we notice how much we make counts of how much bacteria, fungi, nematodes, protozoa, arthropods, all those things. And if the numbers are right, we know whether or not we hit the mark as to really being really good compost.
Okay.
And so if we're there, which we are, the stuff we're making, the basic standard is 135 micrograms per gram of bacteria and fungi to be biocomplete.
Okay.
Ours is probably 10 times that.
Sweet.
So it's very, very potent, very, very strong. And this stuff is the cat's meow. So instead of just putting regular water on it, which is fine, we're using water that's been basically purified along with our compost extract. So in this tank, we'll run sprinklers out, and we're going to basically water all this stuff in, and we'll be off and running.
Okay. Okay, so basically this brew here that you have here, it comprises of all the nematodes, bacteria, fungi, and everything that's needed. And this is going to restore the soil out here, since the soil had been contaminated, or whatever happens with all the dirty water. So this is going to put the life back into the soil. Is that the
That's
idea?
precisely the case. And if you're putting it on bare soil, if you look around here, we have basically a mulch layer down, and it's been down here for months. And I've been coming out here weekly, working on this stuff, spraying it out once a week. And so the last thing we want is the sunlight to kill all of our, to bake our biology down here. So we basically put this stuff down weekly. It soaks in and it's getting into the ground, but it really doesn't do its job until the ambient temperature gets about 60 degrees.
Okay.
So we're building it up with the expectation that spring is going to be here, and then these guys are going to be off and running. Today's a sunny day. Looks like we're going to hit probably around 60 or pretty close to it.
Okay.
And these microbes are really going to go to work. They're going to do their job.
Okay. If I remember correct, in one of your videos, you mentioned that there's a place near Chernobyl where there was the where we had the nuclear incidents from some decades ago, and there's a farm over there as to where they used a similar procedure to restore life in the soil. And could you please talk on that?
Sure. Around Chernobyl, there was this place where they basically pioneered windrow composting, and from the time of the Chernobyl accident to this day, they've been unable to get a Geiger counter to go off there. And so what mainstream science has failed to look at, and really doesn't want to look at, is the fact that, when we put all these incredible natural components out there, all these awful things can't take root. So even though this farm was largely growing brassicas, they were unaffected by any of the downwind consequences of Chernobyl, and it was that way then and it's that way now. So the very same methods that they used are essentially the inspiration for what you see in this tank right here. So all of these, and then we got a few other things, some forever chemicals that are out here that we want to try to get rid of, or if we can't get rid of them, we at least want to tie them up in medium and long chain carbonic acids.
Okay.
And that's what this stuff is designed to do.
So the forever chemicals, the microplastics and stuff like that. So this will help bind some of that stuff as well.
Not only bind it, but there's things in here that theoretically should eat it up.
Sweet.
We'll find out for sure. We're waiting. Okay. I think we're about a week away from doing additional testing.
Okay.
But right now, I mean, when we first came out here, the testing was so bad that Dr. Will Spencer came out, did our scalar testing, and basically revealed that this place rivaled Chernobyl in terms of its toxicity.
Wow.
And since doing this, we think we've crossed the finish line yet, but we haven't yet been able to confirm it with additional tests.
Okay.
We're hoping to do that, and then the idea being that once we prove that it can be done, we now have a decentralized way of healing up all Western North Carolina. We have a decentralized way of healing up everything that's a problem here, just by showing everybody how to make what's in this bucket here.
Okay.
Power structure is going to hate you with a passion.
They already do. They've already tried to bribe me.
There's no doubt that you're going to be. You're moving steady to the top of their list because what you're doing is so perfect.
Can I get you two, or is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
Absolutely. This is Steve. This is one of the sharpest guys out there. I met him a few years back at another event, and then just turned back around and find out that he lives just, a couple hours down the road from me.
Yeah.
So you got to travel half across Tennessee just to find out somebody. Well, he's wicked smart, and he brought out a lot of comfrey, and he's the definition of decentralized.
We're just wanting to help, and we're wanting to build the next system because this one.
All of us out here, you know what? No journey's too great when you find what you're looking for, and I'll go wherever I have to.
I will too.
To find the right people. I know you will.
I'm driven to meet like-minded people, and for years, I mean, the drive to Middle Tennessee is something that I still don't do. That's 6-8 hours. But I may this summer, I don't know, because I've got the truck running very good, and got some new tires and stuff.
I noticed.
It's a good road vehicle, but I just enjoy meeting like-minded people.
Okay, understandable.
And I'm dead serious. We do have to build the next system.
Okay.
Because this one is coming apart before our eyes.
Well, the sort of thing that with processes like this, I think that will really help. Because I know that even at my home and such, I'm finding trash that people deposited out there. Absolutely. I don't know what else they might have poured out there. So a system like this will definitely help out. Okay, gentlemen, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to waste your time. I know we have tons of stuff we got to get planted and such, so
Waste of time.
I'm going to bring this to a conclusion. Okay,
enjoying it.
thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, but before I forget, did you want to say anything about your website, anything to that nature?
Yeah, the ones paying for this, believe it or not, are the good folks out there. We can't, he well knows, we talk about this time and time again, can't count on the system, folks. So you better be working on decentralized ways to feed yourself and your family. Remember that I'll call it the, well, it's really the prime directive of permaculture, which basically in a nutshell says, right now, today, take immediate ownership of yourself and your family. In other words, be responsible for everything they do and fail to do. And then stand up, start producing some food, because anybody that thinks that just because you got a new puppet in the White House that things got good,
Tell it.
I'm not one of them that believes that. I just think we got the new boss the same as the old boss. And at the end of the day, you know what? He promised $2 billion for this community over here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we can look
it
down
looks
the road.
like you look down this road, the needle hasn't moved one bit. So, folks, at the end of the day, you better be looking out for people like Steve.
Okay.
You know, people like me.
Yeah.
You know, all of us that are trying to look for decentralized ways to live and not be reliant on this system. Because honestly, at the end of the day, my goal is to ultimately get to the point that I only need to go to the store for aluminum foil and toilet paper.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Okay.